Michael Jackson is buried on a hilltop here at Forest Lawn Memorial Cemetery. His body lies in a highly secured mausoleum, off limits to the public. 1 year after his death, Jackson's personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, is charged with involuntary manslaughter. But some close to Jackson believe there are others responsible for his death.
I'm gonna make a change to be faster for what's in my life.
Jermaine Jackson was closer to his brother than just about anyone else. He claims Michael was murdered.
Gonna make it right.
He said to my mother that they're trying to kill me.
Do you think Conrad Murray was part of that? Was he complicit?
I think he's kind of like a fall guy.
So you think he knew? Do you think he did that on purpose, Conrad Murray?
I think he knows the players, and I think if you squeeze his hand hard enough, he would say.
Jermaine is convinced his brother's death is not simply a tragic accident.
I do know that there were evils, conspirators, and people who just did not want to see him get bigger. And so we're busy trying to bring all of this together. They know who they are. We know who they are as well.
Who do you think they are?
They're just people in the industry. When you become so big, you have enemies. This was done to him purposely.
You think someone killed him purposely?
Oh, yeah. And it will come out.
So you think there was some sort of conspiracy that to kill your brother?
Absolutely.
So who was behind it then?
They know who they are.
Do you know who they are?
Oh, of course. Of course.
Do you want to say who they are?
No, I can't say that.
But Joseph Jackson, the patriarch of the Jackson family, is saying who he thinks is responsible for his son's death. Concert promoter AEG Live. He filed a 169-page complaint against the company with the California Medical Board. CNN obtained a copy of it.
You say at the heart of it is money. Money is at the heart of this thing. Michael Jackson died because of people's greed, and let there be no mistake about it.
Attorney Brian Oxman is representing Joe Jackson. His complaint accuses AEG of hiring Dr. Murray and demanding that he medicate Michael and provide him with dangerous medical services.
They hired a doctor, they directed and they controlled the doctor, they promised the doctor medical equipment.
The complaint alleges AEG threatened to pull the plug on Jackson's tour unless he followed Dr. Murray's instructions. You claim that during the last weeks of his life, Michael Jackson was not showing up for rehearsals, that he appeared drugged and out of it. Everyone else says, oh, he was in the best health.
The autopsy says he had brain swelling, chronic pneumonia, chronic bronchitis, according to the autopsy. He was anemic. This man was not in good shape, and I defy anyone to show me medical proof to the contrary.
Joe Jackson also claims AEG didn't provide Dr. Murray with medical safeguards he requested.
Conrad Murray was promised cardiopulmonary resuscitation equipment on May 8th of 2009. It is in writing, it is in the email from AEG to Conrad Murray. If that CPR equipment had been there as promised, if the nurse had been there as promised, Michael Jackson wouldn't have died.
AEG declined repeated requests by CNN to comment about Joe Jackson's complaint. In an interview with me before the complaint was filed, Randy Phillips, AEG Live's CEO, says the decision to hire Dr. Murray and pay him $150,000 per month was solely Michael Jackson's choice.
I said, you know, $150,000 a month on a doctor, you know, making protein shakes for you, whatever, it just makes no sense. And he shot back with he stared at me with this very deep stare, and he said, you don't understand. And his voice got lower, his demeanor changed, and he said, you don't understand, okay, my body is what fuels this entire venture, and like Barack Obama, I need my own physician with me 24/7. Okay, that's not negotiable. And he was so strong about it that I just backed off and said, this is a battle I can't win.
But Phillips says AEG never officially employed Dr. Murray because the contract was never signed. To you, this contract is null and void, or?
Yeah, to me it never took effect because it required Michael's signature, and Michael didn't sign the contract.
AEG says Dr. Conrad Murray was hired on Michael's insistence, and he would not take no for an answer.
That is simply not true.
And the proof of that is?
The proof of it is the emails which go back and forth between Conrad Murray. Every last promise came from AEG, and it's documented in the emails.
For those people who say that AEG is ultimately responsible for Michael Jackson's death, how do you respond?
Yeah, I'm sad. It makes me sad. You know, sometimes there aren't villains. They're just unfortunate circumstances and accidents. And, you know, I feel bad because I think it damages or muddies Michael's memory.
Joe Jackson has also filed a wrongful death suit against Dr. Murray, alleging reckless disregard for the singer's life. Murray's attorneys claim the cardiologist is not responsible for Michael's death. He's pleaded not guilty.
Dr. Murray, I'm going to ask you the following.
There's no way that Dr. Murray would pump Michael Jackson full of a bolus of propofol sufficient for major surgery and walk out that room. What Dr. Murray did for Michael Jackson should not have killed him. And the fact that he died, it was a mystery a year ago. It still is.
Jackson's older brother Tito says he is left with more questions than answers.
Why wasn't he being watched under these type of circumstances? Why did they even take place? Whether he asked for it or not, is this something that doctors are supposed to do, or we could do in our homes and just get away with it and not really be punished for it? As doctors, we've taken oaths to watch over human life. Why did he die under your care?
And 1 year after Michael Jackson's death,
Dr. Murray's a fall guy. This is bull, really.
one of the most famous families in the world is still searching for answers.
We love you, okay? We're here for you.
Michael Jackson didn't have to die. Ask anyone in his family, they'll tell you the same thing. Were they worried about him? Of course they were. But the family members want someone to pay. Until the verdict is read, until a decision is made, I don't think that the family will really be able to rest.
Coming up.
When my brother died, the world cried.
Mourning a legend.